Do any of you have a dead ex that comes to you in your sleep? I do. I got no sleep last night. My ex-husband keeps coming to me in my dreams. Talking There's no way that I've dealt with his death. He died a year ago on his birthday. He overdosed. I'm pretty sure he did it on purpose because when I spoke to him, he told me that he would be dead by Thursday. That was the last text that he sent to me because we were supposed to go to court for our son. Something. He had gotten into something. I don't know. And I said, I'll see you in court on Thursday. That was the text message I sent to him. And he said, well, I'll be dead by Thursday. And he would say shit like that all the time. So I really didn't put too much thought into it. But the last actual conversation that we had, I cussed him out. Real bad. Real bad. I started a new live series called Blue Girl Wrapped in Brown Skin. And it's a story of my life. I'm doing that in lieu of writing a book, honestly. I know myself, and I have other goals, life goals for myself as far as my music and my writing and creating content that are more important to me than writing a book. I would only write a book because so many people have asked me to write one. These are people that know me, people that have met me through my music, through rehab, people who have seen some of the things that I'm going to talk about in my new series that have asked me that. I would only be doing that for them. But the music and the content creation, that's more for me and my personal gift to the world. And, those are the things that I feel like I'm best at. Like, my passion is with music, so that's why I started the live series. But the main reason why I decided that I need to talk about my past is because I'm not at all dealing with my trauma. I push it off in my mind. So this is a addition to my healing process, me facing my trauma. And in order to do that, the story needs to be told. A lot of people cut. I was a cutter when I was younger, up until the age that I was able to get tattoos, because you get filled with your trauma. And that dank, dark, incessant, just horrible, horrible energy in your body needs to be released. That's what that's about. So if you know of anyone that struggles with that, that's what they're doing. They're trying to get that energy out of their body. Just like when people get overstimulated and they masturbate. You know what I mean? They're trying to get energy out of their body. Now, that's not for everybody, because some people have issues, but I'm just saying that's an example. Hypersexuality is an example of trying to get that, energy out of you. When I'm overstimulated, even emotionally overstimulated, or even spiritually overstimulated, I will clean, I will dance, and I will run. I used to run a lot. Just get drunk and run. I'm glad I don't drink anymore. Alcohol is the devil. I want him to stop coming to me in my dreams because he was my best friend for my entire life. But towards the end, drugs made our relationship very toxic, and things were done on a spiritual level that made it impossible for us to be together. And that caused a lot of torture for him, a lot, because of the things that he did, but for both of us, honestly. And he went out before his time, of his own volition, and no, like, how do you deal with something like that? Like, that's crazy. Like, how you just gonna leave us to deal with everything without you? That's wild. So now we get the random thoughts, the racing thoughts, the you're popping up in my dreams. And I understand, because I've been through this for so long in this mental health game and in this healing game, that this is because I'm not confronting these issues head on. If I were confronting these issues head on, writing about it, talking about it, thinking about it, and reconciling with these feelings, they wouldn't be manifesting the way that they are. So before I cause myself a manic episode or a deep 6-month depression that could last 6 years, I'm going to start dealing with his death. Even though I really, really don't want to, all the signs are pointing towards it's time. And I can't move forward until I do this. But it's just so painful. Even right now, I feel like my heart is fractured. I know that it is. Like, my heart, I could visualize my heart being fractured. Like, I lose my breath even speaking about it. After he died, nothing made sense. It didn't make sense. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think or function or eat or understand words. When somebody that close to you dies, you just kind of cease to exist. Everything's just, my world stopped. And my brain could not understand how everything else was still moving because my world stopped. My world was frozen. And it was just this horrible, foreign place to be in. It was surreal for a very long time. Like a waking dream. That is a total nightmare. And I don't really understand how I feel about it. I don't understand how I feel about him. I don't understand how he felt about me. He had been trying to have a one-on-one personal conversation for like a year, even before we signed divorce papers. Like, we did it. It was during the pandemic. We did everything over the phone, through the mail, really, through the mail. And I wouldn't talk to him for the longest time. And then when I did, I cussed him out, and then he killed himself. And I don't want to live with regret. And I don't regret what I said, because what I said was true. And I feel like he needed to hear it. I just wish I would have given him the chance to say the things that I needed to hear him say, that I wanted to hear him say. But he probably would have said something totally different. And see, it's this going off on, oh, it could have been this, should have been this. Well, it wasn't. So deal with it, see? And that's how I, like, bully myself internally in my mind. And I know that I shouldn't, but sometimes I have to. Because if I don't, I'll break down. You know, but that's the journey, figuring all of that out. And I will. We will. That's what we're here for. Because I know I'm not the only person that goes through this. And I remind myself 2 things, and I'm going to end this video. One thing, now when I have memories of things that I feel guilty about, instead of running from them, I've started just saying, I'm sorry. As soon as I get a vision of something bad that happened to one of my kids because I was on drugs at the time and didn't react properly or in time enough for them not to get hurt, instead of me going to go watch a show on Netflix because I don't want to deal with that thought, I just say, I'm sorry to that person in that memory that I hurt. Inside that memory, I stop, and inside my head I say, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I was wrong, and I am so sorry. And that has been extremely helpful. The other thing is, when I start to have these thoughts and I start to go backwards and spiral, and the second I start to feel sorry for myself or start to well up with just, I know that feeling, and it leads to the dark depths of depression. I know that feeling. It's like how the sky darkens before you know it's about to be a hella rainstorm. I think about how much other people have been through. There are people that have woke up in fires and have seen their entire family burn. There are people who have lost their children in car accidents. There are people who have died on their honeymoon. I mean, come on. People have been through worse. So, like, not to put down my experience or anyone else's, I'm just saying that there's a way through this. It's a way of giving myself hope. People have been through worse. So first of all, we're not going to sit here and feel sorry for ourselves. We're going to feel grateful that our house isn't on fire and we're not drowning and our babies aren't dead. So let's be grateful. And there is hope because people have been through worse and come out the other side of it. I love you. Thank you so much for spending some time with me in Fury World. I will catch you in the next video.